What's going on down under with the hoops?
Hey guys, I'm and here's the thing. Today, in part 4 of my basketball series, we're going to talk Australian basketball with Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, Matthew Dellavedova, Andrew Bogut, Aaron Baines, and new friend of the channel, Michael Rappaport.
All right, well, the future of Australian basketball, it's pretty good. I mean, you guys, it's not bad. It's better than it's ever been. Ben Simmons, Joey Ingles, Patty Mills. You gave it to the United States this summer. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have ever thought that it would even be a discussion if Australia could beat anybody, any assemblation of an all-star team should not lose to Australian basketball. So I think you guys are in good shape, okay? I wonder what else is going on with Aussie basketball. What else you got for me, What's going on down under with the hoops?
First of all, thank you, Michael, for agreeing to appear in this video. And second of all, you're right. The future of Aussie basketball is bright. And I'll explain why a little bit later. But to truly appreciate one's future, we need to first understand their past. So let's start by going down Aussie basketball memory lane.
Even in the early days, it was said of the Australian basketballers that they had a strength and ruggedness matched by a grace and speed that could trouble the established powerhouses of the game. Few would have seen it coming in the 1950s, but as the host nation of the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne, a national team was quickly assembled amid some raw beginnings.
We didn't get together till we went to Melbourne and into the village, and that was when we started practicing. The original instructions came through to continue with whatever physical conditioning we were doing individually, and keeping in mind that everybody was working at the time. Everybody got asked to buy a book by an American coach, and we were asked to virtually read certain pages and look at certain moves or exercises, and that was really all our training till we got to Melbourne, into the village, and then we had whatever the week before that we were trying to see whether anybody has learned anything from the book or otherwise.
In 1960 in Rome, we had no clue on how to play defence. Our footwork was terrible, and if somebody wanted to run past us, they could, because we didn't react the way we should. Don Hogan from San Jose High School was the visiting coach, and he'd been around Australia and was on his way home, but he was there for 3 days and introduced to the squad a lot of defensive drills that were designed to condition our muscles and our body so that when our mind said move, the body moved when it's supposed to. And that's what carried us through. We had the best defensive record in the pre-Olympic tournament, and we had, as I understand, the 3rd best defensive record in the Olympic Games proper.
The 80s was, that was the era. That was the most exciting time in basketball, I think, because of the development of the NBL.
The game had started to become professional probably about 1984. It was starting to head in that direction. The money was good, so we'd gone from being players that had held down jobs to part-time players to full-time players. So, the players now were able to spend more time on the court, more time in the weight room. So the game had evolved to a professional level, and obviously the more time you can put into the game, the better the players become.
These guys were making a living out of it, a job out of it, and like it or not, that's inspirational when you're a young bloke looking around to see what's going on. And so the boomers, there was professional guys on it, but if you were a boomer, you had a chance to make a living out of basketball.
And things started to galvanise, and suddenly the respect for Australian basketball, suddenly instead of the respect being just for Lindsay Gaze, because other countries had recognised what he was against and what a good coach he was, now the team and the players were getting respect, and Australia started to be feared.
In '88, we were considered an absolute significant upset to the rest of the world when we finished in the top 4. But from that point on, we'd gained the respect.
I think we were the best prepared we'd ever been in, for a long time anyway.
They really kept us together as a group. They invested a lot of time and energy in, I talked about brotherhood, in having that sense of group.
It enabled us to have a long period of time where we have the nucleus of the team together. And because of that, and just through longevity, you get that understanding your teammates. You learn not just about their basketball abilities, you learn about what makes them tick both on and off the floor.
The strength of the Boomers was always that we played hard, that we were tough, that we never took a backward step. That was the trademark of the Boomers, and it still is.
Today's Boomers are well aware of the green and gold history. Andrew Bogut even had the privilege of playing with his childhood heroes in his first Olympic experience.
Something I always remember, just playing with the likes of Shane Hill and Jason Smith and guys that I looked up to as a young guy, and to be actually playing next to them was a very special feeling.
Of course, Andrew Bogut is not the only Boomer to appreciate the honor of wearing the green and gold.
For me to be able to put on these colours and do what I love to do is a direct correlation or relation to our people's and our history of Australia's past.
Anytime I'm selected to represent Australia, it's a pretty awesome feeling, and it's made that much sweeter by the fact that we're a bunch of mates. We've been playing together for a long time, and we get to go out there and represent Australia. And Australia's been so good to all of us, and anything we can do to give back and give back to basketball in Australia, we're willing to, and very thankful to always have the opportunity.
For me, there's nothing better than pulling on the green and gold. It's something I've dreamed of doing ever since I was a little kid, growing up in Maryborough, and never take it for granted.
We obviously all play in different parts of the world, and to come in as a group and be around guys that me and Paddy went to the ARS together when we were 16 or whatever, so to be around guys like that is something that's really exciting, and just to catch up and just to see people you're really close with.
Like to get off to a good start here, and we are set to go.
After beating the US in Melbourne and finishing 4th at the FIBA World Cup, the Boomers have established themselves as an undeniable powerhouse.
Well, look at Mills look off the D and get down low and in another two.
But what about the future? For example, how is Ben Simmons going to fit in the squad when the Tokyo Olympics come around?
Obviously, we're super excited to have Ben involved, and he's just an unbelievable talent. It's something, like I said, we're going to have to get used to, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just something that we've never had a player like that really before. So he's going to have the ball. I predict that, and I expect that, and we'll find ways to make it work. I don't think anyone in our team's that ball dominant or wants the ball that bad. I think we all know there's 12 guys. It's a 40-minute game. We've got to win as many games as possible. So. We'll just figure it out along the way. We've obviously got a bit of time to figure that out, and I have all the confidence that we'll be able to do that.
It's great to see the players welcoming Ben Simmons with open arms, but what about the fans?
Next year, Ben Simmons, get off the couch and come play. We're going to need you next year. Please. In 4 or 5 years, it's going to be tough, I think. I mean, everyone's getting around it, so I think that the hype around it will be great, but I'm not sure. I think the team will gradually it won't be as big as they are now, which is sad. I think a lot of players will get older and they'll dip out, so I don't see, the Aussie squad being as strong as we think they'll be in 5 years. I think that they'll gradually slow down.
At the end of the day, whether you believe in the Boomers' future or not, I think the one thing that really matters is this. At the moment, this is the best squad that has ever represented this country. And guess what? We're all watching, we're all excited, and most of all, we're all really looking forward to see Ben Simmons in the Boomers uniform.
Why do you want to go to the Olympics?
Why do I want to go? To the Olympics, it's not one of those things everybody gets to go to. But I want to represent Australia, definitely.
Why?
That's where I'm from. That's where I'm from.
So with him joining the team, with guys like Chuck Landale, who's just starting to hit his prime,
Landale pays it off,
and also young prospects like Josh Green making waves in college ball, who knows, maybe the amazing squad that we have now is just the beginning of something quite special. But in the meantime, to keep up with all things Boomers related, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because there's plenty more where that came from.